In others' eyes, this is a bank, but to the man it was just his personal vault. Nick gracefully pushed the door open. After scanning the room, he found there was only an old man inside.
All the cash.
Faced with the robber's threat, the old man pretended to be panicked. He slowly crouched down to get the money for him. Fortunately, Nick reacted quickly, but when he looked down, the old man had already slipped away through the back door without a trace. Nick climbed over the partition. He was surprised to find 3 rifles underneath the counter. However, Nick hadn't yet realized the seriousness of the situation. He hurriedly opened the drawer and took all the cash inside. Then he cautiously opened the back door of the bank. After confirming no one was there, he immediately ran outside. But before Nick could take 2 steps, a gunshot suddenly rang out from behind him. Startled, he quickly hid behind a nearby well. It turned out the old man hadn't escaped. Nick, in a panic, drew his gun. He cautiously peeked out to assess the situation. The old man was actually wearing a suit of iron pots and charging at him. Nick, with years of experience, had never encountered this situation. He was instantly a bit panicked. When Nick woke up again, he found himself in a strange position riding a horse, and the surrounding area was desolate and eerily quiet. After an unknown amount of time, the horse beneath Nick was starving. It began nibbling on the dry grass on the ground, and the surrounding grass was gradually eaten away by the horse. Soon Nick found himself in this position. He was about to meet his maker. Nick suddenly noticed a cattle herder in the distance. He quickly shouted for help with all his might. Luckily, the herder heard him and came to rescue him in time. To repay the herder for saving his life, Nick helped to herd the cattle. As he reflected on his fate, the herder suddenly turned and left. Nick saw enforcers running toward him from a distance. He then realized that the cattle had been stolen by the man, and just like that, Nick inexplicably became a cattle thief. The enforcers dragged him to the town. Faced with the accusation of cattle theft, Nick had no choice but to confess everything. And just like that, he was tied up once again. He looked at the other criminal beside him, crying in fear. But Nick looked at him with disdain.
First time.
Even now, Nick still believes a miracle will happen. After all, he's been very lucky today. At that moment, Nick was captivated by a beautiful girl. He stared at her in trance, and the girl responded to his gaze with a smile. Nick secretly made up his mind. He vowed to marry her one day. But this time, Lady Luck didn't favor him again. And so today's little story ends here.